Okay, so hello grade 10. Welcome to our next lesson, which is lesson 9 about homeostasis and the feedback mechanism. So itong lesson na ito ay puro daldala na naman tayo. Walang nakakapagod. But anyway, okay, I'm encouraging you to listen. Okay, it's a concept naman. Pwede naman natin itong i-search. Pwede tayo manood ng video about this. Napakadali naman. Okay, so I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe para lagi kang updated sa mga susunod pa nating science lesson. Okay, so our learning competency. Okay, the first one is to describe homeostasis as a state of balance among all the body systems in humans that needs to be maintained for survival and proper functioning. Its indicators include body temperature, glucose level, and blood pressure. Explain how homeostasis is maintained through various feedback mechanisms, both positive and negative. Okay, so yun lang naman yung focus natin about homeostasis, its indicators, the three, and then yung two types of feedback mechanisms, the positive and the negative feedback. Okay, so if you hear the word homeostasis, okay, isa lang naman yung ating word na pwedeng i-associate doon. The word balance. Okay, kumbaga, yun yung response ng katawan natin. Okay, to maintain balance. So, do you think that is it important to maintain balance in our body? Yes, okay, napaka-importante niyan. Napaka-importante na laging balance yung ating internal, okay, internal, what we call the state. Okay, kasi it's one of the key component for us to survive. Kasi pag nagkaroon ng imbalance or hindi naging balance yung mga factors sa ating internal state, there are possibilities na magkasakit tayo, okay, or maging cause yun ng particular illness or diseases or worst, even death. Okay, kaya talagang dapat ay balance yung ating internal state. Okay, and thank you. We have the what do you call this natural response. Okay, yung ating katawan ay may natural response, okay, to response in external factors, especially in sudden change in temperature in our environment. Okay, ang dami ko nang sinabi, ano, kasi ganito talaga pag biology. So for our learning objectives, define homeostasis, explain why homeostasis is important for survival, bakit mahalaga siya, identify the indicators of homeostasis, such as body temperature, glucose level, and blood sugar level. So, i-discuss natin kung ano yung mga normal level, okay, normal body temperature, normal glucose level, or in other term, sugar level, the blood pressure, okay, and then differentiate positive and the negative feedback mechanisms. We will try to differentiate the two, ano yung um, pagkakaiba nila, ano po. And then explain how feedback mechanisms maintain body balance. Okay, so, and then next one, what will your body do? Okay, what will your body do? So read each situation below, write or say what you think your body will do to respond. So ano kayong gagawin ng katawan natin based on the situation or suggested situation. Okay, so ito yung mga situation. Your body gets too hot. Okay, tulad ko po, joke lang. Okay, second, your body sugar becomes too high. Medyo mataas yung sugar level natin, ano? And then, your blood pressure suddenly drops. Okay, yung ating sasagutin, what happens in the body or how our body will respond in that situation. Okay, so these are the possible answers. So when your body gets too hot, okay, this is what happens in the body. You sweat, di ba? Pinagpapawisan to cool down. Okay, blood vessels widen. Bakit po nagkaroon po ng pinagpawisan tayo in response kasi sobrang init para ma-maintain natin yung balance. Kasi pag hindi ka nagre-release ng pawis, tataas yung temperature sa'yo, okay, possible, 'di ba? Anong mangyayari? Magkasakit ka, okay? Or worse, 'di ba? Hindi naman natin hinihiling yung pinaka-worst. Pag sinabi nating blood vessels widen, in medical term, ang tawag diyan is vasodilation or yung pag-widen ng mga blood vessels. Nag-wide yung blood vessels natin dito, especially sa mga skin. Okay, kaya nagkaroon ng sweat, nakalabas yung sweat, na-cool down tayo. Okay. Next, your blood sugar becomes too high. Ayan. So, nagtumas naman. So, the body release insulin to lower your blood sugar as well. So, tumaas kasi ikaw ay yan napadami yung kain ng aking ng matatamis eh. So tumaas yung sugar level or yung ating blood sugar. But don't worry, meron namang response yung katawan natin. Okay, our body will secrete insulin. Okay, again, what specific part, okay, of our or what organ in our body secretes or release insulin? Okay. So, ang nagre-release po ng insulin natin is yung tinatawag nating pancreas. Okay, pancreas. Okay, na-encounter na natin sa pancreas, sa digestive system when you are in grade 8, right? So, yung ating pancreas, nagre-release siya ng insulin if na-detect niya na tumaas yung blood sugar level sa katawan. Okay, so anong gagawin ni insulin? Okay, pabababain niya yung blood sugar level para ma-meet niya yung normal level or para ma-meet yung balance. Ganun kaastig yung katawan natin. Okay, na may response agad siya dun sa changes na nangyayari sa ating katawan. And we have to be thankful kasi normal tayo, ano. And hindi naman ibig sabihin na yung katawan natin ay may ganong response is aabusuhin natin na lagi-lagi tayong kakain ng mga matatamis. Kasi pag laging yun ang gagawin mo, syempre may limits din yung katawan natin. Okay, possible or worst case, magkaroon ka ng diabetic pag hindi mo inalagaan or lagi kang kumakain ng mga ganong foods. Okay, next. Ang dami kong nasabi dun. Your blood pressure suddenly drops. Kaya ayoko talaga ng medyo matanda. Your blood pressure suddenly drops. Yung blood pressure natin bumaba. Okay, so ano yung naging response ng katawan natin? Heart beats faster, magiging mabilis. Okay, yung heartbeat natin. And then blood vessels tighten to raise pressure. Response din yun ng katawan natin. Your blood vessels tighten para itaas yung pressure ulit or ibalik sa normal level. One of the responses of our body. Kasi pag bumaba ng bumaba yung blood pressure mo, okay, at talagang nag-drop to the point na drop, eh, nako, baka mategi ka, okay, or matigok talaga, or gano'n. So, thank you, may mga gano'ng responses yung katawan natin na naibabalik agad sa normal conditions. Okay. Like for example, 'di ba 'pag tayo tumatakbo, nagjo-jogging, talagang tumataas yung ating um, tumataas yung pressure natin sa katawan, yung ating temperature, nagkakaroon ng response agad yung katawan natin doon. Like for example, 'pag init na tayo, okay, so anong magiging tendency? You sweat, 'di ba? Magpapawisan tayo. One of the responses of our body. Okay, talagang hindi mo na kailangang iutos, okay? Kasi of course, we have different body systems in our body that work together. They can detect those changes or faint changes na hindi na natin kailangang, okay, kailangan kong pagpawisan today. No. Okay, something like that. Ano po? Next, what do these situations have in common? Okay, ano ba yung pagkakaparehas nila? So, these situations all show how the body tries to maintain balance and return to normal conditions. So, yung tatlong yun, yung mga situation na or sample na ng responses ng katawan natin para maibalik, okay, sa normal conditions yung ating internal state. Okay. So, activity number 1, what is homeostasis? So, let us first define the word homeostasis. Explain how the body adjusts internal conditions to maintain balance through homeostasis. So, read each situation below. Decide what the body is trying to do, increase or decrease something to stay balanced. Okay, paano ba? Ayan. So, what is homeostasis? Our body constantly experience changes from the environment. Talaga namang nagkakaroon tayo ng day-to-day changes, especially tulad ngayon, pabago-bago yung temperature. Yung ating katawan nagkakaroon din ng response dyan. Sometimes it becomes too hot, di ba? Too cold, or our sugar and blood pressure may change. Even when this changes, our body does not simply stop working. Kahit may mga changes na yun, hindi tumitigil yung katawan natin, okay, to work. Instead, it quickly reacts. It quickly responds, yung ating term, or react and makes adjustment. Siya na yung nag-a-adjust to keep everything balanced. Okay? Para ma-maintain yung balance na tinatawag or homeostasis. Kasi po nga, pag wala tayong balance sa ating internal state, yan, delikado yan. Okay, hindi naman agad-agad is dead, okay. It can cause illness, okay, or diseases, magkasakit ka, or worst, or kung bigla talagang super baba yung something, super taas, delikado. Baka death agad. Okay, so sige. What is homeostasis? So meron tayong mga situation, body temperature becomes too high, body temperature becomes too low, blood sugar becomes too high, and then blood pressure drops suddenly. Okay, so what should the body do? Okay, ayan po, ito yung gagawin daw. When the body temperature becomes too high, we tend to sweat more, di ba? Pinagpapawisan tayo ng sobra-sobra pag tumas yung temperature natin. And yung tendency dapat yung response naman ng body mag-cool down tayo. Okay. Nag-sweat tayo ng madami to cool the body or yung tinatawag nating vasodilation. So ano yung tinatawag nating vasodilation? Okay, so isa yan sa mga responses ng blood vessels natin. Wherein, pag sinabi nating vasodilation, yung blood vessels natin nagiging larger or nagiging wide. Parang bumubuka wide. What happens? Bakit kaya nagiging ganon? Okay, para more blood flows near skin surface. Okay, ano ngayon kung more blood flow in skin surface? Para makarelease mo ng init sa katawan natin, helping our body to cool down. Ano yon? Ano yung na-release in the form of sweat? Pinagpawisan tayo para ma-cool down. When you exercise, di ba, or stay under, let's say, the hot sun, your skin may become red. Di ba, nagiging red usually pag visible, especially sa mga maputi, and warm. Because, bakit naging ganun? Because your blood vessels dilate, nag-respond, nag-enlarge, okay, nagkaroon ng vasodilation. Okay, uminit yung katawan natin kasi exposed ka sa sun, and tendency ng katawan mo dapat mag-cool down. Ibalik sa balance or homeostasis. Kasi pag tuloy-tuloy na uminit ka, yung katawan mo, it's not good. Okay. Next, body temperature becomes too low, severe. Okay. Conserve heat or vasoconstriction. So, pag yung body temperatures naman natin is naging low, syempre we need to conserve heat. Hindi yung kailangan ilabas yung heat. Kasi nga sobrang baba na ng body temperature mo. So, magkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na vasoconstriction. Bakit? Ito naman yung opposite ng vasodilation, yung vasoconstriction na tinatawag natin. Kung sa vasodilation, nag-widen yung ating mga blood vessels. Sa vasoconstriction naman is nagiging narrow yung ating mga blood vessels or become smaller. Okay, so what happens? Bakit naging ganon? Para less blood flows near skin surface. Para makapag-conserve tayo ng heat, helping you to stay warm. Hindi yung pagpapawisan. Para maging warm tayo. Okay, hindi yung dapat escape yung heat. Kasi nga sobrang baba ng iyong body temperature. Okay, so just remember in the two vasodilation is like opening more, parang sa highway, opening more lanes, allowing more cars. Sa vasoconstriction is closing. Okay, para maka-conserve tayo ng heat. Okay, next, blood sugar becomes too high. Release insulin to lower blood sugar. Ito naman, pag blood sugar becomes too high, dapat ang response ng body natin, pababain yun. Ibalik sa internal balance or homeostasis. So, ang body natin, the pancreas, will release insulin to lower the blood sugar. Kaya yung mga nakikita natin sa mga diabetic individual, ano yung kanilang gamot? Kaya mataas ang sugar nila, so nagtuturo sila ng insulin. Yun yung response, hindi na nagpa-function or yung at kanilang katawan normally kasi inabuso. Okay. Blood pressure drops suddenly. Okay, blood pressure drops suddenly. Yung blood pressure na nakakatakot pa ganito. Increase heart rate. Okay, yun yung dapat yung magiging response ng katawan and constrict blood vessels. Okay, para medyo pataasin yung ating blood pressure kasi bumababa eh. Dapat pag bumaba yung ating blood pressure, yun yung nagiging respond ng katawan. Nagkakaroon ng increase heart rate, bumibilis yung tibok ng puso, and then nako-constrict yung blood vessels to increase the pressure. Okay. Next, what do all these situations have in common? Okay, so they all show changes in the body like what we have done in the previous activity or dun sa motivation. They all show changes in the body that affects its normal internal balance. So why do you think the body needs to adjust the situation? Bakit kailangan nating mag-adjust? Bakit hayaan na lang nating tumaas ang init or body temperature, tumaas ang blood sugar, bumaba ang blood pressure? Hayaan na natin. Ganun ba? So no. And the body needs to adjust to keep internal conditions stable so it can function properly and stay alive. Okay. Next, the body is always working to maintain a stable internal environment even when conditions outside or inside the body change. This process of keeping balance is called homeostasis. Tandaan natin, the process of keeping balance in our body is called homeostasis. And it is essential. Essential siya, mahalaga for the body to function properly and survive. So, activity number two, importance of homeostasis. Identify the importance of homeostasis in maintaining normal body functions and survival. Read each situation below. Identify which importance of homeostasis is being shown. So, our body is constantly working behind, di ba? Okay, our body is constantly working behind the scenes to keep us healthy. Kahit hindi tayo aware, but our body is constantly working. Even when we are sleeping, eating, or doing activities. Important body systems are adjusting to make sure everything stays balanced. Hindi lang tayo aware, but they work together. For example, our temperature, okay, blood sugar and blood pressure are carefully controlled so that our organs can continue to work properly when this balance is maintained. The body can function well and avoid problems or illness. Okay, so meron tayong instruction. Read each situation below. Identify which importance of homeostasis is being shown. So meron tayong four importance of homeostasis. Keeps body system balance, maintains normal body functions, prevents illness and organ damage, and supports survival. So pipili lang kayo dyan sa apat, screenshot niyo na, and then isasagot natin doon sa dinedescribe na statement. Okay, so in sa situation, a person maintains normal body temperature during a hot day. Sige, reveal na natin yung answer. So dito, a person maintains normal body temperature during a hot day. Okay, it keeps body system balance. Okay, binabalance niya. Okay, di ba? Next, the body controls blood sugar to avoid diabetes, prevent illness and organ damage. Okay. Next, organs continue working properly even during exercise, maintains normal body functions. A person survives in different weather conditions, supports survival. Okay, so those are the importance of homeostasis. Ano po, tandaan natin yung apat. What might happen if the body cannot maintain homeostasis? Ano kaya yung mangyayari kapag yung katawan natin hindi nakaka-respond, okay, or walang ability, okay, to maintain balance? So if the body cannot maintain homeostasis, its internal conditions become unbalanced, which can lead to illness, okay, pagkakasakit, organ failure, okay, or even death. Okay, yun yung pinaka-worst. Ano po? So, homeostasis is the process by which the body maintains a stable internal environment despite external changes. It is important because it keeps body systems working properly and in balance. Without homeostasis, normal body functions may be disrupted, leading to illness or organ damage. Overall, it is essential for survival. So, just remember that. So for our activity number three, body systems work together. So let us first find out how our body systems work together to stay balanced. Explain how different body systems work together to maintain homeostasis. Match a situation with a body system that helps maintain balance, and then write the correct system from the choices below. Okay. So our body is made up of different systems that do not work alone. Okay, hindi talaga siya nag-work alone. Like for example, in grade 8, we discussed the digestive system. And digestive system, okay, is not independent. Okay, digestive system work with the other body systems. Like for example, okay, again, what is the function of digestive system? It is a body system that breaks down food into smaller particles small enough to be absorbed by our body, wherein the food is converted into different types of nutrients. So right after digestive system converted the food into nutrients, syempre those nutrients should be delivered in different parts of the body. So hindi naman yung digestive system yung magde-deliver nun, but the circulatory system. So ibig sabihin, these body systems are connected with one another. They work together for us to survive. Okay, so sabi nga diyan, instead they work together like a team to keep the body balanced and functioning properly. Each system has a special role. May kanya-kanyang role talaga ang bawat body system such as controlling hormones, which is for endocrine systems, transporting materials for, let's say, circulatory, removing waste, okay, for excretory, and responding to changes in the environment. Okay, so when one system detects a change, other systems also respond to help restore balance. This cooperation is very important in maintaining balance or homeostasis. Sir, can you give me an example of body systems that work together? So, for example, let's say mainit yung panahon natin. Okay, sobrang init. Let's say, ano po? So, the nervous system, okay, one of the body systems in our body, nakakaramdam na ng mainit na yung katawan. Okay, the nervous system. Integumentary system, okay, pagpapawisan, di ba? Pagpapawisan, nagkakaroon na doon ng sign ng homeostasis kasi pinagpapawisan ka na. Circulatory system, lumalawak ang blood vessel mo, nagkakaroon ng vasodilation. It's for the work of circulatory. So, ibig sabihin, in that particular situation, naiinitan ka, may tatlo na agad tayong body system na nagtulong-tulong. Na-detect na nervous system, nag-respond sa integumentary via sweating, tinulungan ng circulatory para yung mga blood vessels is what do you call this? Mag-widen. Okay, or the vasodilation. Ayan, excuse me. So, yung tatlong yun nag-work together para ma-maintain or maibalik sa normal body balance yung ating katawan. Ano po? Another example, mababa si blood sugar natin. Okay, mag-work together. Mababa si blood sugar kasi matagal kang hindi kumain. So, sa digestive system, walang bagong nutrients na pumapasok kay digestive system. Okay, kasi hindi ka kumakain eh. So, anong madadigest ni digestive system? Ngayon, in respond, yung endocrine system natin, since mababa yung blood sugar mo, kasi hindi ka na kumakain, wala nang mga, let's say, sweets na a-absorb yung katawan mo, may respond pa din naman yung katawan natin kahit gutom ka. Si endocrine system, yung ating pancreas, will release glucagon. Mababa yung iyong blood sugar, magre-release si pancreas ng glucagon para iyon ay pataasin or ibalik sa normal, what do you call this, balance. Okay? Or normal level. Another, si liver, maglalabas din ng nakaimbak na glucose sa dugo. Okay, yun yung mga sample, okay, example ng responses na yung ating body system, they work together. Okay, na that cooperation is really important para ma-maintain natin yung homeostasis sa ating katawan. So, meron tayong instructions dito. Match its situation with the body system that helps maintain balance. Write correct system from the choices below. We have the nervous system, endocrine system, circulatory system, respiratory system, and excretory system. So, no need to discuss this further kasi we are expecting na alam nyo na itong mga body systems na to. Okay, so for the situation, let's reveal the answer first. Your brain detects heat and triggers sweating. So brain, syempre, is for nervous system. Eh. When it comes to brains, it's all about nervous system. Yun yung nakadetect. Insulin is released to lower high blood sugar. Okay, so yung insulin nilabas ng pancreas daw para pababain yung blood sugar. It's the work of endocrine system. For hormones kasi po, yung ating endocrine system. Kanina na-encounter natin si glucagon. I just want to repeat it. Okay, so ang pancreas mga dalawa yung kanyang nire-release na hormone. Yung glucagon and then insulin. Pag sobrang taas ng ating blood sugar, si pancreas will release insulin para yun ay pababain or to lower it down para bumalik sa normal level. Pag sobrang baba naman ng ating blood sugar, the pancreas will release glucagon para yun naman ay pataasin or maibalik sa normal level. Ganun siya kaastigan, no, yung ating katawan. So blood carries oxygen and nutrients to cells. It's the work of circulatory system kasi we mentioned blood. Okay. You breathe faster during exercise. It's the work of respiratory system. Kidneys remove waste from the blood. Okay, it's excretory system. Another, your brain sends a signal to move your hand away from a hot object. It's the work of nervous system. Hormones control growth and energy use in the body. It's for endocrine system. Blood helps transport hormones to different organs. It's of course circulatory system. You take deep breath when running to get more oxygen. It's respiratory system. And lastly, the body removes excess water and salts through urine. Okay, so it's excretory system. Ayan. So how do the different body systems work together to maintain homeostasis? Okay, so remember that different body systems work together by detecting changes in the body and responding to restore balance. Each system has a specific role, such as sending signals for nervous system, transporting substances for circulatory, or removing waste for excretory. Together, they help maintain stable internal conditions needed for homeostasis. Again, for generalization, remember that different body systems work together to keep the internal environment of the body stable and balanced. Each system has a specific function, but they cooperate to respond to changes and maintain normal conditions. This interaction is essential for homeostasis and overall health. Okay, so ito naman, punta na tayo sa indicators of homeostasis. So, in our learning competency, meron tayong three indicators na na-mention, yung sa ating body temperature, the blood sugar level, and the blood pressure. Okay, so these are the indicators. Basahin muna natin yung definition. For body temperature, it is the measure of how hot or cold the body is. Okay, kung gaano kainit kalamig. It must be kept stable for normal body functions. Blood glucose level or yung ating sugar level. The amount of sugar in the blood that provides energy for the body cells. It must be regulated to avoid being too high or too low. Okay, blood pressure. The force of blood pushing against the walls of the blood vessels. It must stay within a normal range to ensure proper blood flow para hindi black yung ating blood flow. Okay, so next, activity number 4, the first indicator, body temperature regulation. Explain how the body regulates temperature to maintain homeostasis at 37 degrees Celsius. So remember, our body temperature, yung normal body temperature natin, is 37 degrees Celsius. Read each situation below. Identify whether the body is heating up or cooling down. Then write the correct body response. So, our body needs to maintain a normal temperature of about 37 degrees Celsius so that all organs can work properly. When the body becomes too hot or too cold, it immediately responds to bring the temperature back to normal. Okay, it uses different mechanisms such as sweating. Okay, pag sobrang init na init ka na, okay, yun yung pinaka-common response, sweating, shivering, and changes in blood vessel size, yung vasodilation and vasoconstriction. Okay, so yun yung pinaka-common responses. Okay, so next, ayan, these responses are part of homeostasis. Ayan, so meron tayong mga situations, sasabihin lang natin kung heat up or cool down at titingnan natin kung ano yung battery response. So you are under the sun for too long. Nagpainit ka. Siyempre, yung response, heat up. Kasi nagpainit, di ba? Yung body response, sweating, and then blood vessels widen. Nag-widen yung ating blood vessels para maka-sweat tayo ng ayos. You enter an air-conditioned room. Malamig. Siyempre, cool down. Shivering. Okay. And then, anong mangyayari? Blood vessels narrow. O yung blood vessels natin, nag-narrow down to conserve heat. Okay, para hindi tayo sobrang mawalan ng init. Kasi pag hindi ka na mainit, ano ka na? Ay, that's na pala pag hindi na mainit. Okay. You are jogging and start sweating. Nag-jogging ka. So, heat up, di ba? So, ang body response, sweating. Blood vessels widen. Okay. Mag-widen yung ating blood vessels. It's the work of circulatory. Okay. And then, you feel cold during rainy weather. Cool down. Kasi medyo malamig, di ba? Shivering. Blood vessels narrow down. Okay. Para makakonserve ng heat. Your body temperature rises above normal. Above normal, ha? Heat up. Sweating then, and then increased heat loss. So you are wearing thick clothes in a hot place. Ba? Para mga Pinoy, tayo ano, kung kailan mainit saka naka-jacket, heat up. Okay, ang body response natin, sweating. Body releases, heat. Okay, during that time, ano po. And then, aside from that, the blood vessels widen. Okay. Ayan, how do the body maintain a normal temperature of 37 degrees Celsius? Paano nga ba nami-maintain? The body maintains a normal temperature of 37 degrees Celsius through homeostasis. When the body gets too hot, it cools down by sweating and widening blood vessels. When it gets too cold, it warms up by shivering and narrowing blood vessels. These automatic responses help keep body temperature stable. Okay, talagang alam natin kaya magiging response 'pag sobrang taas ng temperature, okay, anong mangyayari? Pagpapawisan ka, your blood vessels will widen. 'Pag sobrang lamig naman, okay, anong gagawin naman? Okay, yung ating body, it warms up by shivering and yung ating blood vessels magna-narrow down para maka-conserve ng heat. Okay, ano nun ng ating katawan, napaka-astig. Okay, so next indicator, we have blood glucose level. Explain how insulin and glucagon regulate blood glucose levels to maintain homeostasis. Okay, so these are the two hormones secreted by the pancreas. When the sugar level is too high, insulin is secreted. When the sugar level is too low, glucagon is secreted. Read each situation below. Identify whether the blood sugar is high or low. Then choose the correct hormone response. Okay, is it for insulin or glucagon? So glucose is the main source of energy for the body. Tama naman, body cells. However, the amount of glucose in the blood must always be carefully controlled or balanced. If it becomes too high or too low, the body may not function properly. So to maintain balance, the body uses hormones called insulin and glucagon. These hormones work together to regulate blood sugar levels and keep them within a normal range. So tatandaan natin. So too low, pag sobrang baba ng ating blood sugar level, ito yung measurement, below 70 okay, milligram per deciliter. Okay, it's known as hypoglycemia. Okay, ito naman, pag normal fasting, 70 to 99 milligram per deciliter. Okay, and then too high, 126 milligram per deciliter, okay, or higher on repeated testing may indicate diabetes. This requires proper medical evaluation. Actually, mga anak nung last, nagpaano ako, what do you call this? Ano ang ginagawa namin? Nagpa-chem 10. Okay. So, ito yung blood test, nagpa-blood test para rather, okay? So, ang aking sugar level is umabot ng 110, okay? And sabi ng doktor is na-meet ko na yung maximum range, okay, ng normal sugar level. So, I have to take medications. Kaya ayoko nga talaga nagpapa-blood test ako kasi nakaka-pressure minsan. Nalaman mo yung mga ano. Pero it's good naman to know ano po. Ayan. So, dapat talaga para mabantayan natin yung ating blood sugar level, dapat nagpapatest din. Ano po, nagpapatest tayo. Especially sa akin na adult na ako. So, nagpapa-blood test ako para makita ko kung ano na yung ating um, level ng sugar. Ano. So, para naman, makapag-medication agad tayo. Ano po. Next. So, titingnan lang natin kung high or low. Ayan. So let's reveal the answer. After eating a large meal, of course, your sugar level will be high. So ano yung hormone response na dapat ilabas pag high? That's insulin. You have not eaten for many hours. So bumaba na yung iyong sugar level, low. Ang hormone response dyan is glucagon. Glucose level in blood increases, medyo mataas, high. So ang hormone response, insulin. The body needs more energy, so mababa yung sugar mo. So it's glucagon. Blood sugar becomes too high. It's high. Ano po? So, dapat insulin. Blood sugar becomes too low. Dapat glucagon. Okay. So, how does the body keep blood glucose levels balanced? Okay, the body keeps blood glucose levels balanced through the hormones insulin and glucagon. So, remember that. Glucagon and insulin. Insulin, pag sobrang taas ng sugar, pinapababa niya. Glucagon, pag sobrang baba ng sugar, pinapataas niya. The two hormones work together para ma-maintain yung balance. When blood sugar is too low, glucagon raises it by releasing stored glucose into the blood. These opposite actions help, okay, maintain homeostasis. So let's proceed on blood pressure naman. The third indicator. Explain how a body regulates blood pressure to maintain normal levels through homeostasis. Read each situation below. Identify whether the blood pressure is likely high or low. Then choose the correct body response. Okay, so blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the walls of the arteries as the heart pumps. It is important that blood pressure stays within a normal range, about 120 over 80, okay, millimeters of mercury, millimeters of mercury. Okay, so that blood can properly deliver oxygen and nutrients to the body. Okay, so tatandaan natin yung ating blood pressure. Yung normal, it's 120 over 80. Okay, next. When blood pressure becomes too high or too low, the body reacts by adjusting heart rate, okay, and blood vessel size. Okay, yung ating mga blood vessels, di ba? Nagiging narrow, nag-wide. Okay, to restore balance, these automatic changes help protect the heart, the brain, and other organs. Okay, tandaan ninyo. Okay, yung ganong response ng katawan or ng ating mga blood vessels na nag-narrow down, nag-widen, grabe pala yung effect. It protects our heart, the brain, and many major organs. Okay, next. So for our activity sheet, yan, these are the answer. You suddenly stand up too fast and you feel dizzy. Okay, anong nangyari? Dizzy, parang nahilo ka o yan, naantok na, parang ganon. You suddenly stand up too fast, sa sobrang bilis and feel dizzy. Okay, low. Okay, yung blood pressure mo. Ano yung body response? Heart rate increases and blood vessels constrict. Okay, bakit kaya? Ano? Why? When you stand up kasi mga anak quickly, okay, gravity causes blood to pull in your legs. Sa legs natin. So, less blood reaches your brain, konti lang, okay, yung nakakarating na blood sa ating brain, making you feel dizzy. Okay, kaya yung naging reason. So, yung nagiging response ng katawan natin, the heart beats faster and then yung blood vessels natin nagko-constrict, okay, or yung vasoconstriction to quickly increase the blood pressure, okay, para itaas ang blood pressure and restore normal blood flow to the brain. Okay, kasi pag hindi yun nangyari, okay, possible ano pong nangyari sa atin. Okay, magkasakit tayo or worst, death. Yun yung pinaka-worst case scenario. Okay, you are very stressed or angry. Okay, so yun yung angry ka sa mga teacher, laging angry. Angry bird. Blood pressure, laging high. Excuse me. Naalala ko lang lagi. Pero na naman, hindi ako nagpapadala kasi I always keep my posture. Talagang, kung papatulan natin yung mga, ganito na kasi yung scenario ng mga bata eh. So, mga mamansir alagaan yung blood pressure, wag tataas agad. Okay, so yung body response natin, heart beats faster also. Ano? And blood vessels constrict eh. Ano po? And then, bakit po ganun yung ating response? Yung blood pressure natin mataas. Why? Kasi yung stress hormones mo, like yung sa adrenaline, make your heart beat faster and your blood vessels to narrow down or constrict. Okay, yung body response natin, blood pressure increases temporarily to prepare your body for the fight or flight response. Okay, so once the stressful situation is over, the body works to lower, okay, to lower blood pressure back to its normal level. Okay, yun naman po. Ayan, yung stressful situation na yan, nakakainis. Okay, you are resting calmly. Okay, syempre, yung blood pressure natin, normal. Body response, stable heart rate, and normal blood flow. Okay, why? The body is relaxed during this time ano po and does not need extra oxygen or nutrients. Okay, yung response ng katawan, the heart beats at a normal rate. And the blood flows normally throughout the body. Okay, yan naman ay okay naman. Yan naman yung dapat lagi natin na normal lang. So the body maintains its stable internal environment. So number 4, you are exercising vigorously. High, syempre mataas yung blood pressure. Heart rate, okay, heart rate increases, more blood pump. Okay, why? Your muscles need more oxygen during this time po. Ano? Okay, and nutrients during exercise. So yung nagiging response ng katawan, the heart pumps faster and stronger, delivering more blood to the muscles kasi you're exerting more effort during this time. After exercise, your heart rate and blood pressure gradually return to normal. Okay, hindi naman forever na hingal-hingal ka talaga or yung pawis na pawis at the forever. Okay, after exercise, babalik talaga yung iyong um, normal body temperatures kasi nga, nag-respond na yung katawan natin. Ano po? Next, number 5. Blood flows becomes weak and slow. Okay, low syempre. Blood vessels constrict, heart rate increases. So, dito po, why? Weak blood flows means, ibig sabihin nun, less yung oxygen. Okay, and nutrients are reaching body tissues. Okay, so ang nagiging response ng katawan, the heart beats becomes faster and blood vessels constrict. Okay, and then ano pa? To increase blood pressure and improve circulation. Ayan. So, the body corrects the low blood pressure during this time. So, lastly, blood vessels tighten or narrow. Mataas yung blood pressure dito. Ang nagiging body response, increase resistance, raises blood pressure. Okay, so dito, uh, our body or yung response ng katawan natin, yung blood vessels natin nagiging narrow. Narrow blood vessels create more resistance, making it harder for blood to flow. Okay, kasi nga mataas yung iyong blood pressure. So, blood pressure increases because the heart must pump against greater resistance. So, this can happen during stress or exposure to cold temperature. Ayan. So, why do all the situations have in common kaya mga anak? Ano yung pagkakaparas na yan? So, dito mga anak, in every situation, the body detects a change in blood pressure and responds by adjusting the heart rate and the diameter of the blood vessels. Okay, so yun yung nangyayari. Ano? So next, how does the body maintain? Okay, normal blood pressure, which is 120 over 80 millimeters per mercury. Millimeters of mercury rather. Okay, so paano? So the body maintains normal blood pressure through homeostasis by adjusting heart rate. Yun lang naman ang ina-adjust sa blood pressure, heart rate and blood vessel size. Okay, when blood pressure is too high, pag sobrang taas, blood vessels widen and the heart rate may slow down. Okay, when blood pressure is too low, blood vessels narrow and the heart rate increases. So these automatic responses help keep blood pressure around 120, okay, millimeters of mercury. Ayan. So next, proceed tayo sa feedback mechanisms. Okay, so in feedback mechanisms, okay, we have two types of feedback mechanisms, the negative feedback and the positive feedback. So let's read the definition. So negative feedback mechanisms is a process that reverses a change and brings the body back to normal. Yung may na-detect na change sa katawan natin tapos yung body natin nag-respond para ibalik siya sa normal. At it helps maintain stability and homeostasis. The best example of negative feedback is yung regulation of body temperature, sugar level, and yung ating blood pressure, which is yung discuss natin na 3. Pag positive feedback naman is a process that increases or strengthens a change in the body. Ito naman yung nangyayari sa katawan natin na hindi titigil yung katawan natin hanggat hindi natatapos yun or it will continues until a specific event is completed. Like for example, nasugatan ka mga anak or nagkaroon ka ng cut. Di ba dapat ang maging ending is dapat tumigil yung pagdurugo? So it's an example of positive feedback. So paano titigil yung magkakaroon tayo ng blood clot? Okay, paano yun titigil yung pagdugo? So yung ating response ng katawan, mag-release siya ng more platelets doon sa part na nasugatan para tumigil yung pagdudugo. Hanggat hindi tumitigil yung pagdudugo, magre-release yung ating katawan ng tinatawag nating platelets. Okay. Pag tumigil na, tapos na yung job, yung pag-release nun, matatapos na din. It's an example of positive feedback. Okay, proceed muna tayo sa negative feedback in action. Explain how negative feedback mechanism restores balance in the body to maintain homeostasis. Okay, so read each situation below. Identify the correct body response that shows negative feedback. Okay, the body is always working to keep conditions inside its stable, even when there are changes in the environment. When something in the body goes above or below the normal level, the body does not let it stay that way for long. Okay, instead, it activates a response that works to bring the condition back to normal. This process is called negative feedback, and it is most common way the body maintains homeostasis. Okay, so yung sinabi ko nga sa inyo, example ng negative feedback, yung regulation of body temperature, okay, yung ating blood sugar level, and yung ating um, blood pressure. Okay, so what is this change? Body temperature increases, sweating, blood vessels widen to cool the body temperature becomes too low. Okay, temperature decreases, shivering, blood vessels narrow to conserve heat. Blood glucose level increases after eating, blood sugar increases. Pancreas releases insulin, cells absorb glucose. Blood glucose level drops after not eating. Blood sugar decreases. Pancreas releases glucagon. Glucose is released into the blood. So you are under the hot sun for a long time. Siyempre, body temperature increases. Sweating, okay, increases. Body cools down. You skip meals for several hours. Blood sugar decreases. Glucagon releases stored glucose to raise blood sugar. So ang pinaka-short explanation lang dito kasi medyo sobrang overwhelming naman, ano. So, ang pinaka-short lang sa negative, okay, mechanisms or negative feedback mechanisms. Okay, ang goal niya is pag nagkaroon ng change sa katawan natin, let's say tumaas ang temperature, bumaba ang temperature, tumaas ang sugar, bumaba ang sugar, tumaas ang blood pressure, bumaba ang blood pressure. Ang goal ng feedback mechanisms is to bring it back to normal. Okay, yun po ha. Okay, yun yung sa ating negative mechanisms. So how does the negative feedback help maintain homeostasis? Negative feedback helps maintain homeostasis by detecting changes in the body and triggering responses that reverse those changes. It brings conditions like body temperature and blood sugar back to their normal levels. This prevents the body from becoming too hot, too cold, too high, or too low in important functions. In this way, it keeps the internal environment stable. And remember, negative feedback is the body's main way of maintaining homeostasis. It works by detecting changes in internal conditions and activating responses that reverse those changes. Reverse those changes, pag mababa, pinapataas. Pag mataas, pinapababa. Okay, this process helps return the body to its normal state. As a result, the internal environment remains stable and balanced. So, proceed naman tayo sa positive feedback in action or the positive feedback mechanism. Explain how positive feedback amplifies body responses until a process is completed. Okay, read each situation below, identify what is being amplified, and describe how the body continues. Okay, some body processes do not work to bring conditions back to normal right away. Instead, they strengthen or increase our response until a specific event is completed. This type of control is known as the positive feedback or the positive feedback mechanisms. So ako yung napagod na. Ang haba pala nung itong discussion. Let me check. Okay, ang haba. Okay, so anyway, let's continue. Okay, unlike negative feedback which restores balance. Okay, di ba ang negative feedback is nire-restore niya yung balance. Sa positive feedback, it pushes a process forward until it finishes. Talagang, parang ito yung, kumbaga sa tao, halimbawa, pag ako'y nawawala ng nade-demotivate. Parang yung positive feedback, siya yung magmo-motivate para ma-push through ako hanggang sa magawa ko yung isang bagay at matapos na hindi ito titigil na pag-push hanggat hindi yun natatapos. Okay. Like for example, during childbirth or blood clotting. So explain natin yan. So these are the situation. What is being amplified in these situations? Ano? Okay. So, let's reveal the answer. So, during childbirth, ayan, so what is being amplified? Ano yung kailangang ma-amplify dito? Yung uterine contractions kasi lalabas yung bata, di ba? So, kailangan mag-contract yung uterine para makalabas yung bata. So, ang positive feedback response ito, contractions become stronger and more frequent until delivery. Bakit? Okay, so anong ginagawa? So the baby's head pushes against the cervix, di ba? Okay, so this causes the body to release oxytocin sa babae. Nagre-release sila ng oxytocin para yung uterine, okay, magkaroon ng uterine contractions. Ayan, oxytocin makes the contraction stronger and more frequent. Tandaan, hindi yan titigil sa pag-release ng oxytocin or yung para mas lakas pa yung contraction and maging frequent hanggang hindi na ilalabas yung bata. Pero pag nailabas na yung bata, okay, it's done. Ayan. So next, oxytocin levels increase during labor. Oxytocin hormone release. Ayan, oxytocin increases contraction further. Hanggat hindi na ilalabas yung bata, yan mag-release ng oxytocin yung katawan ng babae. Okay, hindi ako ha. Wala, hindi ako babae. So, blood vessel is injured and bleeding occurs. So, ito po, karaniwan sa atin, blood platelet. So, blood platelets, ano po nangyayari dito? Blood vessel is injured and bleeding occurs. So, platelet activity and clotting signals. Okay, so dito po, more platelets are activated and attracted to the wound. Ayan, so more platelets are activated and attracted to the wound. So, dito, ano pong nangyayari, doon nasugatan tayo, ang goal is tumigil yung pagdudugo. Okay, 'di ba? So hangga't hindi po, okay, tumitigil yung pagdudugo, okay, yung mas mag-aano pa, mag-a-accumulate yung mga blood platelets doon, okay, maa-activate yung more platelets hanggang tumigil sa pagdugo na. Okay? Pero hangga't hindi yung tumitigil, continuous. 'Di ba nga ang sabi sa positive feedback mechanism, okay, yun ay tuloy-tuloy hangga't hindi natatapos yung isang gawain. Platelets start gathering at the wound. So, platelet accumulation. More platelets stick together to form a plug. Parang harang na para hindi na magdugo. Stronger uterine contraction. Ayan. So, contraction intensity. Oxytocin continues to intensify. Contractions, release ng oxytocin hanggat hindi na ilalabas si bata. Blood clot starts forming rapidly. Okay, clot formation. Okay, clotting factors accelerate to seal the wound. Okay, so how is positive feedback different from negative feedback? So positive feedback increases or amplifies or a change until a specific process is completed, such as childbirth or blood clotting. In contrast, negative feedback reverses a change to bring the body back to normal levels. Positive feedback pushes a response forward, while negative feedback restores balance. Okay, so in general, positive feedback is a control mechanisms that strengthens or increases a response until a specific process is completed, such as childbirth or blood clotting. Unlike negative feedback, it does not restore balance, but instead pushes the process forward. Both feedback mechanisms are important in the body. Okay, together they help maintain proper body functions and support survival. Okay, so let's compare the feedback mechanisms. Okay, so sabihin lang kung negative or positive feedback. Ayan, so body temperature returns to normal. It's a negative feedback. Ano, childbirth, positive feedback. Blood sugar decreases, negative. Blood clot, positive feedback. Body shivers, negative feedback. Oxytocin increases, it's positive feedback. Body adjusts blood pressure, negative feedback. Platelets gather to form blood clot, positive feedback. So tandaan, pag body temperature, sugar level, and blood pressure, it's negative feedback. Pag childbirth or bla- um, blood clot, blood platelets, it's positive feedback. Okay, so what is the main difference again between negative and positive feedback? Okay, so the main difference is that negative feedback restores the body back to its normal state by reversing changes, while positive feedback increases or strengthens our response until specific process is completed. Negative feedback helps maintain balance and stability in the body. Positive feedback, on the other hand, speeds up a process rather than stabilizing it. Okay, so why homeostasis matters? Ayan. So, body temperature becomes too high and not controlled. Okay, it's heat stress or overheating. What might happen? Organs may fail and body may overheat, leading to serious illness or death. Okay, blood sugar stays very high for a long time. Sobrang taas. So, ano yung possible effects sa katawan? Diabetes, okay, related complications. So, anong mangyayari? What might happen? Damage to organs such as the kidneys, eyes, and nerves. Unang-una talaga nadadamage ang kidneys dito. Blood pressure remains too low, poor blood circulation, dizziness, fainting, or shock due to lack of oxygen delivery. Waste is not removed from the body. Toxic buildup, so the poisoning of the body and organ damage. Cells do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients. Cell starvation and possible effect, and then it will weaken the cells or die, leading to organ failure. Ayan, so why is homeostasis important for survival? Homeostasis is important for survival because it keeps the body internal environment stable and balanced. This allows cells, tissues, and organs to function properly. Without it, body systems can fail and lead to illness or death. So homeostasis is essential for maintaining stable and internal environment in the body. It allows cells, organs, and systems to function properly despite changes in the environment. Through feedback mechanisms, the body continuously adjusts to keep balance. Without homeostasis, normal body function would fail, leading to illness or death. Okay, so we are done in that. Let's proceed in the formative assessment. Okay, so what is homeostasis? It's letter correct. B. The body's ability to maintain stable internal conditions. Which body condition is regulated by homeostasis? Okay, it's letter C. Body temperature. What is the normal human body temperature? Siyempre, it's 37 degrees Celsius. What happens when the body gets too hot? Okay, syempre, sweating is the common response of our body, okay, to maintain balance. Which hormone lowers blood sugar? Okay, it's letter B, insulin. What happens when blood sugar is too low? Insulin is released, glucagon is released, oxygen increases, blood pressure stops. Syempre, letter B, ano? Okay, what is negative feedback? Siyempre, it's letter B, reverses a change to restore balance. What is positive feedback? Siyempre, it's letter C, increase or amplifies a response. Which is an example of positive feedback? Okay, syempre, it's letter C, blood clotting, sweating, shivering, lowering blood sugar is negative feedback. Why is homeostasis important? It helps the body grow taller, it keeps the body balanced and functioning properly, it changes body shape, it stops all body activities. Syempre, it's letter B. It keeps the body balanced and functioning properly. Okay, so medyo nakakapagod, grade 10, pero worth it naman. Thank you so much for listening.